hate days like this because I'm running late to kickboxing and I forgot my water. Now, they have water there that you can just like have, right? You don't have to even have to purchase it or anything. However, they literally just told me about this last time I was there, and now like this is the one time I'm going to show up without my water. So now they're going to think that I'm just going to start taking advantage of the fact that like I can just have like this donated water without like donating water. They're going to think I'm just some cheap bitch that's just going to come in and have all the water all the time. What I'm going to do, you know what I'm going to do? It's green. We could go. Anyway, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take some water today, right? And then tomorrow, without me even actually working out, I'm just going to go in and like donate 3 cases of water. I don't know why, like, I feel like that's a need, right? Like, I'm going to have to do that so that I don't want them to think that I'm just going to be that asshole, you know? Right? Right? Well, that was a frustrating workout. It's the first trainer that I ever had, like, who actually, like, signed me up. So, like, she knew about my heart condition, but I haven't seen her since, so she doesn't know what I can and cannot do. And, like, she was being, like, super careful, but it kind of came off as, like, treating me like an invalid, so I got really frustrated. I still had a really good workout, don't get me wrong. I just got really frustrated. Because I know that she didn't do anything wrong. She did not do anything wrong. Because she doesn't know. She doesn't know what I can and cannot do because she hasn't seen me do my workouts, you know, and she's just being careful. But that was frustrating. God, that was so frustrating. Like, I'm trying really hard not to be mad at her. Because, like, she doesn't know. And it's not her fault. But it also, like, was super embarrassing. Because there were other people that were in there. You know what I mean? And it was like, I can't like tell her right now because I'm obviously very emotional about it. Because then I'll come off looking super fucking manic. Oh fuck, my surgeon's calling me. Fuck! Like, I'm trying really hard not to be mad at her because she doesn't know, and she's literally just, she's trying to be very helpful by being careful, but it was just embarrassing because there was like other people in there, and my favorite thing to do is the bags, like to do the duck and weave thing because that's where I get most of my aggression out, you know. And she had me do a wall sit during that thing instead of doing the bags. And like, that was embarrassing. Like, that was so embarrassing. And I had no idea that was that, like, until, otherwise I would have just been like, you know, I can do the bags. Like, I can do that. And it wasn't until I found out that everybody else was doing that I was like, great. Love that. And I obviously can't talk to her about it right now because every time I think about it, I just get really emotional, so I don't want to come off looking super fucking manic. So I've got to go home, regroup, and then the next time I see her, tell her, hey, listen, I understand. I get it. I do, because you don't know what it's like to help somebody try to work out that has a heart condition, and I get that you are just trying to be helpful, but I am not a fucking invalid. I am not helpless. I'm frustrated today. That was embarrassing, and that was frustrating. And it's not even her fault, so I've got nobody to be mad mad at, and I think that's what's frustrating me the most is I've got nobody to be mad at. So I actually debated a little bit on whether or not I wanted to share that part of the journey. I went back and forth a lot because I really don't want something to come back on the girl. I really don't want somebody to say something bad about her because she's a wonderful person. And honestly, again, I don't think that she meant anything by it. I really don't. And I know that a lot of people can come off very ableist without realizing that they come off ableist. They think they're being helpful. And I think that's the biggest reason why I decided to share this part of my journey, because I really wanted to shed some light on how certain comments and certain things can really be detrimental to the mental health of people who are struggling with physical illness. When you do like things like that situation, or when you say things that are you sure you should be doing that? Maybe that's not a good idea for you. Things like that comes off very condescending. And I understand that like you guys are trying to come off like very concerned. And I understand it. And I love you for it. I really do. However, I don't think you realize how detrimental it is for my mental health and for anybody else who's trying to just live their life. It makes me personally, it makes me feel like you see me as a liability or an invalid. It also makes me feel like you see me as not intelligent enough to know my own limits, to know my chronic illness, to know my autonomy. And it makes me feel like you think I'm stupid. And I know that that's not your intention. I know that's not your intention at all. But that's how I feel. So the whole situation did end up getting resolved. I was able to go in and talk to the trainer that I typically see. I was the most comfortable with her. And I told her, like, hey, like, maybe we should all come up with, like, a system that, I feel like this is a very unique case where I should probably start writing down for all the trainers, like, what we're working on and what I can and cannot do. So this way that, this doesn't happen again. And she ended up talking to the manager, who then talked to the other trainer. And I ended up having a conversation with that trainer. And, I think it just all comes down to a lack of communication. I think that she also has never worked with anybody with an illness before. She is very young. So I think, again, it just came from a place of concern, but it was over concern. And it was, it was hurtful, and it sucked. That whole situation just sucked. And I still, to this day, get things from people that are in my life every single day that ask me, are you sure you can do that? Yes. I'm sure. I am sure. I'm fine. I'm fine. Anyway, so yeah, please don't say anything negative about the girl. She really, it's a learning experience. Life is just a learning experience. We're all just here. Nobody knows everything, and we're just trying to get through it.